Governor Ron DeSantis vetoed $32 million from this year's state budget that was earmarked for arts and culture grants. And now some Bay Area nonprofits are working to fill the gap. News Channel 8's Ty Russell joining us live in Tampa tonight to explain how they're going to do that, Ty.
Exactly right, Keith. Now, I talked to many nonprofits in the Bay Area, including the Strass Center, which is pretty huge and popular in Tampa. I also went to Carrollwood to talk to a local organization there, and the executive director tells me he, too, is trying to scramble at this hour to find the cash to fill that gap. Carrollwood Cultural Center is in the thick of summer programs for up to 700 kids.
RD Life. Boom.
The center also hosts concerts, dance classes, and theater programs. Some of the funding to make it all happen comes from state grants, but those grants are not available starting this fiscal year that began on July 1st.
Once we found out, honestly, it was shock. I ended up reading the press release 3 times to make sure that I was reading it correctly.
As executive director, Paul Berg oversees the center's $950,000 budget. Last year, about $60,000 came from the Florida Division of Arts and Culture to fund general program activities.
Pretty much every arts organization in the state that applies for these grants kind of scrambling to figure out, what do we do now? How do we make up that budget?
At the end of last month in Polk County, Governor Ron DeSantis was asked about his veto involving grants meant for general program support.
So this is money that would go, and we didn't have control over how it was being given. And I think the legislature needs to reevaluate how that's being done.
There were more than 900 applicants statewide for this fiscal year, and usually they are looked over by a peer review group, and then the funds are handed out.
It's a year where we're not going to be looking to expand anything. It's not a year where we're going to be able to say, you know what, here's a new program that we wanted to try. Let's go ahead and try it.
And now Berg is asking you to help.
A lot of small donations make all the difference in the world. And, you know, we've already started reaching out to people.
And again, that's not the only nonprofit working to gain more cash to fill that gap. So coming up tonight at 6 o'clock, you're going to hear from the president and CEO of the Strass Center in Tampa and why he's not mostly concerned about his nonprofit, but nonprofits like the one you just saw in Carrollwood. But for now, I'm live in Tampa. Ty Russell, 8 on your side.